top professional dealers.
I don't muck about. If I want something, I take it.
Risking their own cash.
We're not messing about here.
This is my money.
It's not a game, it's not just a TV show, this is serious business.
They're taking part in a secret auction, bidding on trucks filled with storage.
OK, bring in the trucks!
When each truck opens,
Whoa.
the dealers have just moments to decide.
Going once, going twice.
Are they in
Buying and selling in auctions isn't for the faint-hearted.
or are they out?
They're out. What a load of crap.
They'll use every trick in the book to put off their rivals.
Here.
I'm tempted to stick a bid in just to bid it up. I want to see him pay for this.
You're very optimistic, Paul.
Yeah.
I'm very rich as well.
He's all math. I don't think he knows what he's buying.
But when the hammer falls,
Sold! Sold!
the winner will have to sell the whole damn lot.
Buying is the easy part.
I'd like £1,000.
Wouldn't we all?
If I can't sell it at that, we ain't selling it.
Selling's the hard part.
So will they blow their cash
Can't believe it.
or strike auction gold?
Happy day.
Time to gamble.
Who's going to go for this one?
This time, on Storage Flog the Lot, auction newcomer Chuko is thrown in at the deep end.
You're a mug, mate. You're a mug. You've mugged yourself.
Charlie finds selling antique toys is far from child's play.
You are in Cloud Cuckoo London.
Can I just shoot myself now?
And Chris's aggressive tactics winds up the other dealers.
You should have bought it. She's revealed her hand yourself. Sometimes I've got to stamp my authority on him.
Personally, I don't actually think he knows what he's talking about.
A truck loaded with a secret lot is minutes away from a hidden location. Awaiting its arrival, a group of professional dealers, under the watchful eye of auctioneer Addison Gelpie.
Perfect. That's really kind, guys. Good luck.
They've got just minutes to view its cargo before deciding whether to bid their own cash in the hope of selling it on for a profit.
Shut the door! And open the truck!
Nice.
Facing the dealers is a lot straight out of the 60s.
Looks like we've got a former mod with something to sell here. The decision, ladies and gentlemen, is how much do you want to spend? You know the rules. You've got a few minutes to have a look, but no touching. I'll be back to take your bids.
Oh, very retro. Funny, because Quadrophenia was on the telly last night, wasn't it?
Is it a bit of an omen?
It was, yeah.
This blast from the past comprises a collection of vintage clothing, including an original mod jacket, a highly collectible kid's Vespa, and a stunning Lambretta.
Can't look all around the bike and not talk about it. There's one thing on there.
Making his debut in the auction is Chuko from London. He specialises in chic modern antiques.
Beautiful, beautiful scooter. In my mind, that's got to be £4,000–5,000 on a retail.
So what do you reckon's in those hat boxes?
Hats?
Also making their first appearance are Pete and Dave, auctioneers from Essex.
Are you interested in buying this bloody lorry or not?
Yes, I am interested in it.
The bike, does it run?
OK, all right.
No good trying to push it down a 127 every morning just to get to work, is it?
We're having a little lover's tiff now, aren't we?
Completely out of his comfort zone is garden centre owner Chris.
I haven't got a clue what that's worth. I tell you what, it'd be nice on a sunny day.
I think people are expecting me to go for it. I think maybe I've let my poker face go a little bit.
Time's up, ladies and gentlemen. Sharp suits and sharper bikes. We can all see there's a beautiful 1960s Lambretta here, but the question is, does it work? If it does, there's some proper money in that one. Over to my right, there's a little kid's Vespa there. That's worth a few pennies. And some retro clothing at the back that could be worth a small fortune. We start the bidding here about £300.
1,000.
£1,000 straight in at £1,000.
Oh, bosh. Have some of that.
1,100. Would you like 12?
15.
£1,500.
Those Essex boys needed to know it was my lot.
£2,000. 2002 now, new bidder at 2002. 2,400 straight in there. I will take 2,500. 2,500. 2,600 now. Can I get 2,700 somewhere? 2,006 going once.
2,650.
2,650 I'll take. Do we have 2,700 somewhere? 2,650 with you. 2,700 I've got. 2,008 now. 2,900. At 2,900. Are you sure, sir? At 2,900 going once. 2,900 going twice. Fair warning.
Have you ever heard of an illness called auction fever? It's really catchy, and I reckon I've got it.
£3,000. New bidder.
What was he up to? Was he trying to just bid me up?
At 3,000, I'll take 3,100 if you want it, though, sir. Any advance on 3,000? I'm going to sell at £3,000 going once.
This is my money, so I needed to make a profit.
Going twice.
I had to make a decision. Should I stick or should I twist?
I'm selling at £3,000. Sold.
Well sold.
Chris Hamilton comes out of nowhere and steals the first lot for £3,000.
Buying and selling in auctions isn't for the faint-hearted. Chucko needs to learn to take a few more risks, then he'll be in the top drawer with me.
Let him have it, yeah. This is business and I'm a businessman. This isn't a game, isn't messing around. This is about making a profit, survival.
But Chris has spent a lot of money, so what has he actually won?
Proper retro lot, this one, 1960s special.
Yeah, that is absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
It's a stonker.
That is in so good a condition.
It looks mint.
I think there's plenty of other value in here as well. There's some hats, the guitars, all the vintage clothing just here.
There's a mod jacket behind you there,
Yeah.
Parker. If that's original, that's got to be 2 to 3.
Oh, it is actually a Lambretta Parker, so it could be worth a few pounds. When I was bidding, all I could see was scooter, scooter, and more scooter. But then when I actually started to go through it, I could see money all over the place.
You've done really well, man. Well done.
I really do think there's got to be £5,000 in here, and that's where I'm going to be aiming it. Lovely jubbly.
Confident talk from Chris. But across the road in the loser's caff, Chuko is taking losing the Lambretta personally.
I had a true passion for that lot. He knew I wanted it.
To be honest, I think he wants it for his dad as a gift, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of lovely for him,
Yeah.
but sad for you.
Yeah,
but
no, if he wants to keep it as a gift, I can't knock it.
You're a mug. You've mugged yourself. His dad wants it.
Yeah.
Who's to say that he
one
doesn't
of them,
sell
blah,
that
blah,
bike
blah.
for £6,000 and everyone's going, you're sitting there going, well, he said he wanted it for his dad. I'm not being funny. It's a sob story.
And Chuko's about to feel a whole lot worse.
It's absolutely stacked with heaps and heaps of stuff. When you actually go through it, it gets better and better and better.
Chris Hamilton, not really a great fan, I've got to be honest. Annoying guy.
It's absolutely loaded.
You're going to make money on that?
Yeah, definitely.
He just got lucky. He just flashed his cash. What does he know about selling Lambrettas? He sells flower pots.
There's easy 1,500 quid in the rest of it, but the scooter's absolutely beautiful.
So what are you going to do with it then?
I'm going to go and try selling it.
You said you were going to give it to your dad.
What's up with him?
At a secret auction, antiques dealer Chuko was seconds away from winning his dream lot. A beautiful Lambretta and a lorry load of mod paraphernalia.
At 2,900 going once. 2,900 going twice.
Before Chris Hamilton swooped in and stole it from him.
What does he know about bikes from the 60s? He sells flower pots.
Absolutely over the moon. Scooter's got plenty of value in it, all the vintage clothing, there's money all over it.
Chris bought the lot for £3,000, and he's confident he's going to double up if he can get a good price for the Lambretta. Chris knows nothing of the scooter market, so he's off to the mod mecca, the famous Ace Cafe, to try and sell it. And he's determined to look the part.
It's 27 degrees. What a stupid thing to be wearing on a day like today. If you're a petrolhead, this is the place to definitely come. It's absolutely superb.
To help sell the scooter, Chris starts absorbing knowledge like a swinging 60s sponge.
Everyone always puts their heart and soul into these.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle, not just a bike. It's more art than a machine nowadays. It's a topic of conversation, and you don't turn up, you arrive on them, basically. You know, everybody wants them. Everybody wants them.
Prices for top Lambrettas can push 8 grand, whilst others barely sell for scrap. With such a variable market, Chris needs to get his pricing right.
I reckon you get 3 grand for it. There's no reason. It's a good-looking scooter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Realistically, 3.5, maybe 4, depending on what's been done to the engine.
OK.
I'd say somewhere £3,000–4,000. It depends. Do you know what I mean?
Chris, ever the optimist, goes in high at just under 5 grand.
I think it is fair price at that. I won't be moving a lot on it, though. Definitely not.
He's had some interest, but no offers. Back in Rutland, Chris comes up with a plan B and lowers the price by £1 grand.
If we put the scooter down to 3.8, 3.9, just get it below the 4 grand mark on eBay, surely it's got to go then. If not, we're definitely keeping it. If we can't sell it at that, we ain't selling it. That's it. It'll have to go on. We're going out, innit?
Unless he can find a buyer, Chris is looking at taking a big hit on his 60s lot. With the man from Rutland struggling, the other dealers have a chance to catch him. But only if they can win a lot. And they won't have to wait long, as the next truck is here.
Shut the door! And open the truck!
This old panto lot is packed with beautiful costumes, stage jewellery, old lighting equipment, and a rather scary pantomime horse.
A blast of colour, ladies and gentlemen. You know the score. You can look, but you can't touch. I'll be back in a few minutes and I'll take your bid.
Quite like the horse, but I'd probably want to keep it.
Yeah, we'll probably end up wearing it.
Yeah.
It's a nice, colourful lot. The pantomime horse is sellable. The costume jewellery as a whole is quite a big lot, so that's at least £200 to £300. There's a bit of money in those dresses. They're beautiful dresses there.
And it's the dresses that have caught Baronet Saban's eye.
I could give those dresses to my girlfriends, but they're not that size.
How many have you got?
I don't know. I'm interviewing at the moment.
Oh, right.
One pair who most definitely are interested. A third-generation dealer, Chris, and his son, Dave.
There's a lot of good gear in there. I like the lights. I love the costumes. There's money in the mannequins as well as the dresses that are on the mannequins. So this will be one that we will be after.
But they'll need to get past Gloucestershire dealer, Charlie.
I might have a go at the horse, just for a laugh. I will have a bid on it. I know what sort of price I want to pay, and then I'll stop.
Time's up, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good little lot, this. If you've got the contacts, you can flip it quick, worst case scenario. But if you've got some good buyers, there's some proper money here. Should we start the bidding then? £100 just to get me going. £100 somewhere. 100. 150. £200.
So Ben needed to know that was our lot.
400 straight in there at £400. 430. 500 now at £500. We have 550 somewhere. 550. Thank you very much. 600 now. Any advance on 600? Got to be worth 650. At 600 going once. At 600 going twice.
650.
And then Charlie piped up.
I was determined to get this lot.
New bidder at £650. What I'd like to see at 650. At 700 now.
720.
720 then. 720 I'll take.
I thought when she bid 720, that was it. She's nearly out.
£800 now. At 800 to scare you off.
820.
820 I'll accept. At 820. 850 I'll have.
860.
860 I'll take then at 860. £900 at £900.
920.
920 then. Make it a bag of sand, sir. One bag of sand to the guys there on my right at £1,000. 1,100 still cheap. Fair warning, I'm going to sell to the gentleman here at 1,000. At £1,000 going once. £1,000 going twice. So I'm selling to the guys there at £1,000. Thank you very much. Well done, guys.
Chris Williams walks away with the second lot for £1,000.
At one stage, I thought we were going to really nick it.
Yeah, 500 was it?
Yeah, then Charlie stepped in and mummed me up to the £1,000, but there's £1,000 worth of stuff in there with no problems at all.
But will he feel the same after he's had a proper look at the lot?
The mannequins are nice. That one is very nice.
How much do you reckon on those, guys?
I reckon there's 400 or 500 quid in them.
Nice.
Oh, that.
Oh, I didn't even spot that.
Wow, look at that, guys.
That is very nice, David.
That's proper 1920s, that one.
I looked at the tiara and thought, this is something that could be 50 quid, could be a couple of £100, but I knew that there was money in it.
And it was the tiara that was making Charlie so reluctant to give up on the lot.
As I turned round, I spotted a lovely tiara.
If you think there was something in the jewellery, then you should have bought it.
What I'm saying is, I didn't click. You know, it didn't drop in quick enough with me.
You could have gone 1,020.
1,005.
I've no idea why Chris was giving Charlie such a hard time. I don't know if he was serious or he's trying to mess with her head. You're in danger of bidding up on the next lot now.
No.
Because you've got that adrenaline in you and you want to win.
No, she's not. She's revealed her hand yourself.
He's a dick.
I actually don't really care too much what they think about me. I'm here to buy and sell, and sometimes I've got to stamp my authority on them, and they've let me do it.
How much do you think you're going to get for all of this? You paid £1,000?
Well, I'm well happy with this. If I can't double my money on this, I need to find myself a different way to earn a living.
Confident words. Chris spent £1,000 on the Panto lot, but without a star object, any profits will depend on his ability to shift lots of small items.
For me, that was the best lot of the day, and I just couldn't wait to get out there and start selling it.
Selling this lot isn't going to be easy.
Oh my God.
But Chris gives himself a fighting chance with a fair at Sandown Park Racecourse, with lots and lots of punters.
That one's all of 15 quid.
One of the masks is the first item to be snapped up for £15.
You certainly can. It is gold and silver, obviously. It's got 85 on it, means 65 quid in real life.
Yes, thank you.
Chris is in his element. He's been dealing for over 30 years and comes from a long line of traders.
My grandfather was a dealer. My dad was a dealer. I'm obviously a dealer. And God willing, my son's going to follow in my footsteps. You're going to follow in the family business, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll throw that in, make it 80 quid.
All right, done.
That's a deal.
It's a deal.
One customer buys a job lot of dresses for £130.
These were 120.
I can do that one for £80 for you.
She also buys Charlie's tiara for another £70.
What sort of age do you think this is?
That's 1920s.
The selling continues, with takings reaching £400.
We've got another deal. Thank you, boss.
And they've still got loads left to sell.
My plan as a dealer is to get hold of something today, sell it tomorrow. No need to hang on to it forever. Just keep turning that money over.
If they keep going at their current rate, they'll easily double their outlay.
I think I'll get out of this lot without much trouble.
Though there is one item that remains resolutely unsold: the pantomime horse. In Rutland, things aren't going quite so well. The star item of Chris Hamilton's 60s lot, the Lambretta, still hasn't sold, even after he dropped the price by £1,000. Instead, Chris is trying to sell some of the smaller items from the lot.
Now look at that beauty.
Well, I say smaller.
Look at the size of that.
Sadly, Ed is not the captain of an aircraft carrier, but actually runs a local hotel.
Up at the hotel, Ed. That'll look great on the wall.
But to Chris, that's just a minor detail.
You know me, I'm dead fair like in everything. If we agreed at 275, and as long as I can sell you something else, I'll do it at 275. And I'm being dead straight there.
Okay.
275 on the flag.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Then at last, he gets the news he's been waiting for.
Real good news. I've had a gentleman that's seen the scooter on the internet. He likes what he sees. I've brought it to show him. Hopefully we can do a deal.
Because of the scooter's weight, Chris has brought some muscle along, in the form of his daughter, Hannah, who's 11. The prospective buyer needs to fully inspect the scooter before any price can be agreed.
Hi, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith.
I'm Chris Hamilton about the scooter.
Oh, fantastic.
If the buyer doesn't like what he sees, the hired muscle will have to put it back in the van.
I used to own one when I was 16 and
Did you really?
I just want to go back to me, not childhood, just a bit of nostalgia.
I've done a fair amount of research on this, and it has actually come from Italy.
Right.
You know, you see the Innocenti badge on these scooters
That's
a fair
absolutely
bit.
fantastic.
But they're not all of them come from Italy.
No, I
There's a
know
lot of-
there's some Indian ones.
Yeah, Vietnam imports and all
Absolutely.
of that.
Mr. Smith clearly knows his stuff, and he's not buying anything until he's sure it's all original and working.
Engine numbers here.
Yeah.
The chassis numbers in here, they all match.
Can I hear it run?
Yeah, no problem. Hopefully it'll start.
Hopefully. Absolutely fantastic.
So we're all good on the price and everything?
Yes, everything.
The deal is done for £3,995, more than Chris paid for the entire lot. He paid £3,000. Sales reached almost £5,000, including the Lambretta, the giant flag, the mini Vespa, which sold online for 180 quid, and the vintage clothing. With the remaining items valued at £380, Chris is looking at a profit of £2,370.
I like the money, but I like the scooter as well, and there's a bit of me that really wanted to keep that. But I've got to make a living, and I've sold it now, and I just can't look back. Got to walk away, get to the next deal.
At a secret auction, Chris Hamilton has made big profits, selling a truckload of 60s gear.
I'm prepared to take a risk. I'll have a gamble.
But Chris Williams is hot on his heels and believes you can make bigger profits without the risks.
We don't mind taking a chance, but we're not stupid with our money.
With only 2 lots left, the other dealers are running out of chances to win. Luckily, the next truck is almost here, and it could be a game changer.
Shut the door! And open the truck!
Whoa.
Blink twice, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to you to decide what it is and how much it's worth. You can look, but you can't touch.
This lot consists of just 2 items. The iconic Lee Enfield 303 and the famous Winchester 73.
That's just up your street, isn't it, Ben?
Yeah.
Guns are a tricky purchase. There's little point buying them if you don't know where or how to sell them.
This is a fabulous lot. There's proper toys for boys, this lot here. They have been deactivated, so they are sellable. It's whether or not they've got the contacts or the balls to go for it.
Chris Hamilton is ready to throw himself into the line of fire. Well, he's cash anyway.
I'm definitely in for this. I'm on. 100% I'm going to be bidding on this.
But has he managed to hide his enthusiasm from the other dealers?
Chris ran over. I think he really wants this one.
His little face lit up, didn't he? When he saw it?
Chris wants 2 guns, doesn't he? And he won't stop till he gets them.
Unfortunately for Chris, if they know, it's going to cost him.
I'm tempted to stick a bid in just to bid it up. I want to see him pay for this.
But Chris may face real competition from Sir Ben, who already has over 100 guns hanging in his estate. I could always do with one more.
I'm feeling very interested here. I've got a Winchester, but it's a repro, and it doesn't feel right. And the punters like to think they're John Wayne, you know, and they want to do that. And that one might feel right, so I ought to have a go at it.
He's not the only one, as Essex auction boys Pete and Dave also have their sights set on winning.
We're maybe prepared to go up to 1,200, 1,400, but I reckon it'll go for a lot more than that.
Yeah. 15's going to be our cut-off point, I think.
You'll have to get to stupid money for me to stop. I'm going to walk all over this lot with this.
Time's up, ladies and gentlemen. 2 rifles. These are fantastic pieces here. We have a original Lee Enfield 303, fully deactivated, so easily resellable. First or Second World War, you have to make your mind up on this one. The real collectible one, though, is the Winchester 73. That's 1873 model here. Worth some good money. If you've got the contacts, you can make some proper money. If you haven't, they're very sellable. Start the bidding at £600 somewhere. Straight in at 600.
Yep.
700 now. 800.
Do you know what? I really wanted this lot.
900's next, thank you. 1,000 at £1,000. 11 I'd like. £1,100 now. 1,200. 1,003. 1,004. 1,005. 1,006. £1,600. 1,007. Somewhere. 1,007. You bid her at 1,007.
Just a matter of time before you Showdown.
1,008 now, 1,009 at £2,000. 2,2 now, 2,4, 2,6. Any advance on 2,600?
I didn't need to bid him up, so Ben was doing all the work for me.
2,800 now, and £3,000. Any advance on 3? 3,003.
Of all the dealers, Chris is the one you don't want to be bidding against, because he'll just go on until the cows come home.
3,500 at 3,500 straight in front. Any advance on 3,500? I'm going to sell at £3,500. Selling at 3,500. Sold. Well done.
Chris Hamilton blows the competition away and wins his second lot of the auction for a massive £3,500.
Ain't gonna be any pigeons safe around your way, is there?
No.
Your wife is going to hate you. Proper toys for boys, eh?
I don't know the value of them, to be perfectly honest, but it's a speculation gamble, and if we sold them for £5,000 to £6,000, I'm quids in.
But Sir Ben is feeling rather smug.
I just run my gun dealer. I said, what's the market for Lee Enfields, really good condition and all the rest of it? He says 300 to 500. Winchester, 1873, good nick. He says 800 quid.
Oh, ouch. Which is over £2,000 less than Chris just paid.
How do you feel about that? I'm happy. I'm not going to lie.
Oblivious to Sir Ben's valuation, Chris finally gets his hands on his new toys.
That's a nice piece. 1873, Winchester 73, that one.
And do you actually think this is First World War or Second World War ads?
I'm not sure. You're going to have to do some research.
I'm quite happy where I stand with my £3,500 at the moment. If there's any profit in it, I'm not quite sure, but I'm willing to, you know, put up and shut up.
Chris spent a massive £3,500 on the Lee Enfield 303 and the famous Winchester rifle. The first thing Chris needs to know is what's the true value of the rifles. Because if Sir Ben's right, he just blew over £2,000. He arranges to meet two serious arms collectors.
Chris Hamilton,
Nick,
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Todd and Nick. These guys have a wealth of military expertise and an armoury larger than some small countries. You just have to be careful where you park.
Come in, come in.
And if you thought Sir Ben liked firearms, well, these guys are in a totally different league.
OK, here's the first one.
Yeah, nice, very nice.
The first thing Chris wants to know is whether the Lee Enfield 303 is a First World War model.
How old actually do you think it is?
It's probably about 1915.
Which means the rifle may well have been used in the First World War.
It was the fastest, it was the best, but expensive to make. You used to have to, in training, be able to get 15 shots into a 12-inch circle at 300 yards in 1 minute.
It's definitely genuine.
Oh, God, yeah, completely.
And it helped us win the war.
Oh, without a doubt.
Chris's Lee Enfield 303 is undoubtedly a piece of history. But how much is it worth?
Well, your general Lee Enfields make sort of 400 quid. This being an early one, it's got to be worth 500 quid.
Chris is in trouble here. At £500, the Lee Enfield is worth a lot less than he thought. The Winchester must be worth at least £3,000 just to break even.
What we have here is a Winchester 73, one of the most iconic rifles ever made. Let's see, it's a model 1892. It was definitely the gun that won the West.
Yeah.
Everybody from Wild Bill Hickok to Buffalo Bill Cody was using one of these. It's an earlier one, because it's got the iron butt plate. Very, very accurate, up to about 400 meters.
They look shorter than you'd imagine, don't they? If you're on a horse galloping, you could fire that one-handed. And John Wayne, it was short enough for him to spin round his arm like that.
Yeah.
And as it spin, it came round and reloaded and he fired again.
All very interesting, but what Chris wants to know is what it's worth.
I tell you what, in the States right now, you're looking at your average one. You could perhaps maybe 2,500.
Ouch. Bad news. Todd and Nick have valued both his guns at less than he bought them for. He paid £3,500, but they've been valued at just £3,000, leaving Chris with a £500 loss.
I have made a mistake on these. I got overexcited in the auction, thinking about it in reality. I probably should have just steadied down and dropped him on Sir Ben.
But it's not all bad. At least he gets to ride a tank. With the fourth cargo on its way, it's the final chance for the dealers to grab the storage and make some cash.
Come on, Peter, what's it going to be?
With both Chris's as the only winners so far, the other dealers will be desperate to get their names on the board. But within reason.
The most dangerous thing is when you're in an auction and you haven't spent anything. I'm there to make money, and you can end up spending more money than you need to on a lot.
Shut the door! Open the truck! Ladies and gentlemen, this is a genuine treasure trove for kids to enjoy. I'll come back to take your bids. You know the rules.
Loaded in the truck is a collection of toys from the latter half of the 20th century, including a giant 5-foot plane, an original Doctor Who projector, and if the label is correct, a must-have Johnny 7 one-man army.
Because these are old, they're collectibles, aren't they?
But is it enough to tempt the dealers into spending their substantial pocket money?
It's a lot of small little things that are going to add up to a lot of money. There's some proper collectible pieces in there with a big market on the internet now. If they can see the value in that, then they're going to do well.
There's a piece of wire hanging down there.
Yeah, that could be the remote control. That could be the aerial. When it first opened, I have to be honest, I thought, what a load of cack. Then I had a closer look. The aeroplane looks very nice. That's obviously the star item in there.
This lot won't appeal to the current generation of high-tech kids, but it doesn't really have to.
People of my age remember all them toys, and they're people who've got the money to spend on these toys. There's a little computer game there, a little tennis game. I actually remember having that and playing it at my nanny and Popsy's house.
I like it because I remember playing it as a kid.
Ding, ding, ding.
But not all the memories are quite so happy.
Never had any toys when I was a kid. My mum and dad couldn't afford it.
Which Chuko thinks explains a lot.
Didn't have any toys.
Yep, that's the reason.
So are any of the dealers going to risk their cash and go for it?
I'm going to say 6 to 7 maximum bid.
Dave's quite interested in it. I think maybe we'll have a little go at it.
We'll have a look and see who we're bidding against. And if we want a little grudge match, we might go just that little bit more. Try and cause a bit of controversy.
A grudge match, yeah?
Yeah. There's 1 or 2 in there starting to grate.
Time's up, ladies and gentlemen. Have you had a good look now? We have some interesting pieces here. If you've got the knowledge and you've got the gall, you can make some pennies. Let's see what we can get on this. Should we start the bidding here at £100 to get me going? Surely £100, easy £100. £100 somewhere. £100 straight away at £100.
150.
I'll take 150. Any advance on 150? 200 now.
220.
220 I've got straight away at 220 on my right. 300 now at £300. Boys, are you in? 330 new bidder. Thank you very much at 330.
Here we go. She wanted it.
400 now. 430. 500. 550. At 550. 600. 650 now.
No, I'd give myself a limit of £700.
7 comes next. 700.
But you know what? I really wanted those toys.
800. 9 comes next at £900. Make it a bag of sand. You're not going to go wrong. A bag of sand. £1,000.
There's still money in it for us. I just hoped we could shake her off.
1,001 now. Go one more, it's only money. £1,200. Any advance on 1,200? Going once. 1,200 going twice. I'm selling to you at £1,200. Oh, thank you very much. much.
So Charlie wins the final auction with a bid of £1,200.
To be honest, I'm not a toy expert. It was my heart ruling my head on this one, and I really hoped I'd done the right thing.
Dealers have been bidding on guns, scooters and pantomime horses. Profits have been made and money lost. Charlie won the last lot, a truck full of antique toys.
At £1,200, sold.
But will she be able to turn the toys into a profit?
I don't know whether it has got a motorised...
Whether or not it's definitely motorised. It looks like it's a petrol engine.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's remote control, though.
OK. The toys aren't my normal type of thing whatsoever, but that plane is a Gloucester Gladiator, and I'm from Gloucester, so I know that I'll get rid of that.
Plane was all right, wasn't it, the plane?
The plane looked nice, didn't it?
I saw a plane about 400 quid, but...
I'd say I saw the plane at £1,000.
If Charlie can get £1,000, that's most of her money back.
The plane was good. I'm not too sure what I'm going to get for it, but I really, really want to see what else was there. And let's get that Johnny 7 box down as well.
So what's really inside the box?
Ooh.
Revealed. The must-have toy from the 1960s.
Johnny 7 fires bullets like a rifle. Now it's a cap-firing pistol. You've won with Johnny 7, the one-man army gun.
It's got all the attachments here. There's some good money in this.
Yeah.
These can go for quite a few £100s. There's a lot of collectors for this worldwide.
And is what's hiding behind the sheets the final cherry on the cake?
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh.
Sadly not.
So what do you reckon you're going to make on all this?
Well, at least £1,000 profit.
Well, you're going to have to work a little bit to move a few.
Yeah, right places.
OK.
Yeah.
Charlie spent £1,200 on this collection of antique toys, but it's a gamble, as she's no experience of dealing with them. She's brought a few of the more expensive items to a local toy expert in the hope of making a quick sale.
Hi, Vic.
I'm Vic, yes.
I'm Charlie. I don't know whether you're into robots. That's one of the earlier ones. Right, Mr. Robot, can you work, please?
Maybe she'll have more luck with Johnny 7.
It's all there.
You just show me how all this works.
Yeah, she says. OK. You're going to have to forgive me as I can't think how this goes. Am I being really thick?
I would have thought the missile probably goes in there.
Yeah, but this
Like
piece
so.
goes on top.
And
There we
that
go.
goes like so. That's it.
And this bit's...
And that piece drops off.
Yeah.
Right. So what else we got here?
Will I just shoot myself now?
Not the greatest sales pitch, but was it enough? She's after £500, but what does toy dealer Vic think?
I would do a couple £100 for the lot.
What about 4.5?
Oh no. You are in Cloud Cuckoo Land at
Yeah,
4.5.
I believe I might be actually
Yes,
at the moment.
But Charlie's not giving up that easy. Time for plan B.
Do you want to come and see the other stuff, though?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
we will. Yes.
Then we can have a really good deal
Yes.
on the whole lot.
Yep.
I'm really hoping he will like my pièce de résistance on the plane.
Well, let's hope so, because so far you've sold absolutely nothing. Unlike Chris Williams and his son Dave, they've managed to sell all of the pantomime lot that cost them £1,000. Well, almost all of it.
We've done really well with that lot. We've sold everything except one thing.
Right, is he all in there? Yeah, I've got it all.
The pantomime horse. And he's actually changed the way we do business.
Right, have you got the theatre group name and the address? All in the dash in the sat nav. Fantastic.
Because not only do we buy and sell now, we also do prop hire.
Right, get him there as soon as possible. See you soon.
So what did they finally make? They paid £1,000 for the lot. They've sold £1,279 of stock. And the remaining items have been valued at £300. So Chris and Dave are looking at a profit of £579. But can Charlie do any better? As she's got one last shot at toy dealer Vic.
Here he is, complete with pilot.
Complete with pilot.
Yeah. Here's a Gloucester Gladiator.
Interesting. I've never ever seen anything like this before.
No, it looks nice, doesn't it? I mean, I think it's a bit of an eye catcher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very interesting. What did you want for it?
Well, I'd like £1,000.
Wouldn't we all?
Yeah.
I'd feel sort of happy around about the £600 mark. It is a nice thing.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
I know.
Because it's to do with Gloucester, actually. That'd be my one and only reason, really.
What about 8?
No.
Please.
No. No.
What about 7 then? We meet halfway. That's fair.
I think we could do 7.
7, thank you.
That one sale has pushed her from loss into profit. After paying £1,200, sales of 1,060, and the rest of her lot valued at 624, she's looking at a total profit of £484.
As you know, I am no toy expert whatsoever, but I'm really, really pleased with what I've done. My guts was right to buy it, and I'm very, very pleased with it.
So, with the auctions over and the selling done, time to reveal the biggest winners and losers, based on sales and valuations of remaining goods. In last place is Charlie, who made £484. Chris and Dave have squeezed into second place with a profit of £579. But miles out in front is Chris, who may have lost £500 on the guns, but more than made up for it on the 60s lot, leaving him almost 1,900 quid in profit.
This lot's turned out to be really, really good. All I could see was the scooter, but all the other stuff around it when I've looked through it, absolutely brilliant. I bet poor old Chucko, he's as sick as a parrot on this.
Next time on Storage Flog the Lot, Chris and son Dave find themselves in deep water.
Can't believe it.
Paul and Dale make an unexpected discovery.
Get in there! £1,000.
And will Dave and Pete's big gamble pay off?
Quite a lot of it had a nice little destroy sticker on it. Watch out, there's an iceberg.